In a recent move that caught everyone off guard, the Golden State Warriors have traded Jordan Poole for Chris Paul just 1 year after his spectacular finals run with the Phoenix Suns. The trade, which can only be described as baffling, has sparked heated debates among NBA fans, analysts, and even the players themselves. On one side, we have Chris Paul, a seasoned pro who has already made his mark on the league, but whose age has been raising questions about his future in the game. On the other side of the trade, we have Jordan Poole, a young and dynamic shooting guard who has been blossoming into a star during the past couple of seasons. But is he ready to fill the shoes of a seasoned superstar? Will Chris Paul maintain his streak and provide his worth as a star player? Can Jordan Poole live up to his full potential and exceed expectations in a new high-stakes role? Chapter 1: The Arrivals of CP3 and Jordan Poole. Chris Paul, famously known as CP3, is undeniably an NBA legend. His ability to control the game's tempo, exceptional court vision, and knack for making clutch plays have earned him multiple All-Star selections and All-NBA team honors. During his first season with the Hornets, Paul took the league by storm, averaging 17.3 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 9.8 assists per game. He led all rookies in points, assists, steals, and double-doubles, earning him the NBA Rookie of the Year award and quickly establishing himself as one of the league's rising stars. In December 2011, Paul was traded to the LA Clippers in a blockbuster deal and, like clockwork, immediately turned the team into a legitimate title contender, leading them to the Western Conference Finals in 2012 and 2015. In 2017, Paul was traded to the Houston Rockets and formed a formidable duo with James Harden, leading the Rockets to win 65 games from 2017 to 2018. In 2019, he was traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder and played one season before being traded to the Phoenix Suns in 2020. His impact on the Suns' latest NBA season was undeniable, leading the team to their first NBA Finals appearance in 30 years and winning the title of Western Conference Finals MVP. He averaged 16.4 points, 8.9 assists, and 4.5 rebounds per game in the regular season, and 19.2 points, 8.5 assists, and 4.5 rebounds per game in the playoffs. Likewise, Jordan Poole's rise in the NBA has been nothing short of remarkable. Known as a knockdown shooter from three-point range, his strength lies in his shooting ability. In the 2021-2022 NBA season, Poole broke out as a key contributor for the Warriors. He started 39 games and averaged 18.5 points per game, shooting 45.3% from the field and 36.4% from three-point range. Poole's top-notch performances played a significant role in helping the Warriors win the NBA championship, earning him a top spot on the All-NBA third team and the NBA's Sixth Man of the Year award. Chapter 2: The Trade That Shocked the Basketball World. However, despite their stellar performances, the Golden State Warriors have made a significant move in the offseason, acquiring Chris Paul from the Phoenix Suns and leaving Jordan Poole in the hands of the Washington Wizards. As it follows, the trade has ignited intense discussions among basketball enthusiasts, who can't help but scrutinize the Warriors' decision to part ways with a young player like Poole, having shown great potential and recently signing a substantial $128 million contract with Golden State just last summer. And while Chris Paul's experience and leadership were undeniable, his age raised concerns among skeptics. Some questioned whether the veteran point guard could maintain his peak performance level in the coming seasons, given the physical demands of the NBA. In light of the trade, Joe Lacob, owner of the Golden State Warriors, took the opportunity to shed some light on the decision-making process. In an interview with the Mercury News, Lacob described the trade as a multifaceted decision, citing a need for a shift in their approach. According to Lacob, while acquiring Chris Paul may be temporary, a revered Hall of Famer will undoubtedly bolster the team's second unit and potentially elevate their first unit. No matter where he plays, his impact will be tremendous, Lacob explained. Chapter 3: The Impact of the CP3 Poole Trade. The recent trade between Chris Paul and Jordan Poole goes beyond just a one-for-one player exchange. According to insider sources, the deal also includes draft capital, a relatively fair move for both teams considering that the Warriors are getting a proven veteran in Paul, while the Wizards are getting a young player with potential in Poole and some future draft picks. Moreover, the switch involves clear financial implications for the Golden State Warriors, granting them crucial financial flexibility in the coming seasons. Chris Paul is slated to earn $30.8 million this season, and while he has a non-guaranteed $30 million for the following year, it allows him to become an unrestricted free agent. On the other hand, Jordan Poole had just begun the first year of his lucrative 4-year, $128 million rookie extension, effectively binding him to the team until the 2026-2027 season. With the NBA enforcing stricter penalties for higher spending teams under the new collective bargaining agreement, maintaining financial flexibility has become paramount for the Warriors' long-term plans. By shedding Poole's contract and acquiring Chris Paul, the Warriors not only added a seasoned player to their roster, but also alleviated their financial burden, which would have escalated in the years to come. You see, the Golden State Warriors' financial strategy centers around solidifying the legacies of Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson as lifelong Warriors. In case you don't know it yet, Green solidified his future with the Warriors by signing a substantial 4-year, $100 million extension. Meanwhile, Curry's contract is set to extend through the 2025-2026 season, anchoring him as a key component of the team's long-term plans. The potential renewal of Thompson's contract for the long term will further bolster Golden State's formidable core, ensuring that they remain a dominant force in the league for the foreseeable future. The move aligns with Lacob's vision to ensure these star players retire with the franchise. As Thompson approaches unrestricted free agency next summer, the decision to shed Jordan Poole's contract grants them more leeway to potentially offer Thompson an attractive and lucrative deal to secure his future with the team. Undoubtedly, we would love for Steph, Draymond, and Klay to conclude their careers with the Warriors. It is not only my goal, but our collective goal. Acquiring Chris Paul through the trade also means that the Golden State Warriors are bringing on board one of their fiercest rivals. Throughout Paul's stints with the Clippers and Rockets, the two teams engaged in intense playoff battles, with both sides vying for supremacy. However, more often than not, the Warriors emerged victorious in their clashes against the star point guard, showcasing their dominance in those matchups. Sports analysts even suggest that it is improbable for Paul to replace guards Stephen Curry or Klay Thompson in the Warriors' starting lineup, given their established roles and contributions to the team. In an interview for The Athletic, Warriors stars Steph Curry and Klay Thompson openly discussed their anticipation of playing alongside Chris Paul. Curry, who hasn't always gotten along with Paul, acknowledged Paul's ability to elevate the level of play within his teams consistently, praising the veteran for his impact on the court. Every team that CP has been on gets better. That's the most consistent thing about him and who he is and what he brings to the team. Everybody's going to talk about the age. It's on us to put that all together and figure out how all the pieces work, Curry said. Thompson echoed Curry's sentiments, acknowledging Chris Paul's status as an all-time great point guard and giving him due credit. However, Thompson also admitted that it might feel somewhat peculiar initially to share the court with Paul, considering their past encounters as competitors. Anytime you get to play with a player who is one of the best of your generation, it's an honor. It's a little weird because we've had so many battles in the past with Chris, and he's led so many teams that nearly knocked us off or did knock us off all the way back in 2014. I think he's just going to add such a calming presence and leadership component that we need, Thompson explained. Final chapter. What does the future hold for Chris Paul and Jordan Poole? As Chris Paul approaches his 39th birthday and prepares to embark on his 19th NBA season, he finds himself at a potential turning point in his career. Joining the Golden State Warriors represents a new opportunity for him. However, this decision also comes with an evident trade-off. Having won 4 championships in the last decade, the Warriors will undoubtedly be viewed as title contenders going into the upcoming season. It's also worth considering that Paul has never secured an NBA championship throughout his illustrious career, making the quest for that elusive title a significant factor in his decision-making process. Only time will tell the true impact of this blockbuster trade as both Chris Paul and Jordan Poole hop on new chapters in their respective careers. The NBA community eagerly anticipates witnessing how these two players will thrive and adapt to their new roles and how this monumental exchange will shape their teams.